This is the Henry's Child Podcast. Am I crazy? Or am I just raving?
Welcome to episode 69 of the Am I Crazy or Am I Just Raving podcast. As I mentioned last week, we are officially back in the saddle again with a couple shows coming up at the end of May. Now, I know it's a little over a month away, but I wanted to share with you today a very cool interview that Jace Edwards did with Andrew Smith. Now, Jace Edwards has been part of the Henry's Child family for decades now, and we met him as a DJ down in Eugene at a station called KNRQ, which was kind of part of the hard rock scene with KZL back in the early to mid-90s. That's when we met Jace. And in fact, Jace has been around for a lot of cool stuff. He was the MC at the Wow Hall when we won the Sonic Explosion with Elemental Records. And he's also literally the voice of this podcast. So that intro that we just played, that's Jace Edwards. So he's been a part of the family for a long time. Now, before we get started, just a couple quick things of maybe some logistical housekeeping, if you will. So the big one is the shows, of course. Those are going to be in Run-A-Mucca, Nevada on Friday, May 28th, which is our headlining slot. We're going to be headlining the Run-A-Mucca Motorcycle Festival. And then on the 30th, which is Sunday, we're going to be playing an acoustic show at the Model T. And the Model T is a casino, and that's going to be done kind of in the mid-morning to early afternoon time as to not conflict with the actual festival itself. So Model T. Now, if you're going to make your plans to come to the show with us, reach out to the Model T now and get your reservations. And if you mention Henry's Child, you'll get 20% off their regular room rate. So if you just mention Henry's Child, you'll get 20% off. So that is definitely worth checking into for sure. The only other bit of news that I've got is that the 7 Second Circle EP will be coming out in literally a matter of weeks. It's going to be hitting the digital streaming first, and then it will be available for physical copies. We're going to do a limited edition, under 100 physical copies of this. The EP is going to be called Longitude, and as soon as it hits the airwaves, I will be letting you know for sure. In the meantime, there's also something that's been on my radar that I've forgotten to mention, that I created a site around a line from a song for 7 Second Circle, which is Danger in Silence. And there's no call to action on it. There's really nothing there with the exception of some cool artwork that I put together for the band. But if you have a chance, go check it out. It's dangerinsilence.com. And it's from a line that Rich wrote for the song Bitter, which is on our record Divide. But that's enough 7 Second Circle. Back to Henry's Child. Here is Andrew Smith and Jace Edwards talking about Run-A-Mucca, talking about the past, talking about all kinds of stuff. Here is the interview from April 14th, 2021 in its entirety. Enjoy.
So coming up here, May 28th, 29th, and 30th, we got Run-A-Mucca, the Motorcycle and Music Festival. Making a big comeback here in 2021. Now, Friday night, our headliner is a band called Henry's Child. And this hour, what we're going to do is we're going to go over a bunch of Henry's Child music. I want to make sure you're familiar with it when you see them play it on stage. And we're going to get on the phone with us, Andrew, the lead singer of Henry's Child, and we'll talk to him about how this band, they took like a 16-year hiatus, what it was like to get back together again, how that happened, and what it's like to become a band re-emerging itself, and as well as trying to do other projects during COVID-19 pandemic conditions. Henry's Child. That's who we're going to feature this hour on your second shift. I'm Jace. This one's called Stars in Your Eyes. We'll talk with the lead singer next. Rock 94.3.
It's touch you so gently as you speak. Our bottles of wine have all gone dry. The tide is taking me. I beg for your embrace. I see the stars in your eyes. I see the moon upon your smile. The sun and the rain are washing away the days are now memories of your face. I see the stars in your
And on the line with us, we've got the lead singer from Henry's Child, Mr. Andrew Smith. How you doing, sir?
I'm outstanding, Jace Edwards, my good friend. How are you today?
I am doing great. It's good to have you on the phone. It's been a long time since I've got to do a show with you. It's been, I want to say, what, 20 years? No, has it been that long?
It's been longer, I think.
25 years? Wow. It's been a bit.
It's been a bit.
So, first of all, you're coming to Run-A-Mucca. We can't wait to see you. You're going to be here Friday night, opening up the Rock 94.3 Run-A-Mucca main stage to a weekend of festivities. You're our Friday night headliner. And let's kind of clue people in here a little bit about Henry's Child. Let's go ahead and give them a bit of an origin story, if you will. So let's talk about where Henry's Child kind of came from.
Well, you want the first origin story or the second one? Because it came together twice.
That's true. Now, the first origin story, that was over 20-plus years ago, and that was kind of like one of the basic origin stories that you have. People run into each other by happenstance in a way, and one person knows another. But the second origin story, that's what's really interesting because you guys took a very long hiatus from each other. How long were you guys apart?
Well, let's see. Now, I left in 98, if I'm remembering correctly, and we came back together in 2014. So technically 16 years, although Henry's Child continued for a couple of years, you know that. But
yeah.
It was well over a decade that we did not play together as Henry's Child. And getting back together was a very interesting set of coincidence and happenstance. Rich and I were actually in another band together, and we were supposed to open for some friends of ours for their CD release party. Well, our band at the very last second, because musicians will musician, fell apart like lots of bands do due to general flakiness and whatnot. And the gentleman who we were opening for said, hey, why doesn't Henry's Child try to get back together and, do a reunion show? And we thought, well, okay, if Doug, the drummer, would do it, then we would do it. He said yes. We had 6 weeks. We had 6 weeks. That's true. Before the show. And during that 6 week time, we were playing in Eugene at the Wow Hall, which it's an institution in Eugene for shows. They actually suggested we headline it just because of the name recognition. And I was hesitant, and I thought, maybe 100 people would show up, and we would see a lot of gray hair and pot bellies,
right?
Spinning, right? I mean, really, I felt like that was probably the reality of the situation. Well, we sold the show out, and I'm looking into the audience in shock, frankly, and I'm looking at 15-year-old kids who are mouthing the words to the song. And it really, Jace, honestly, it deeply affected me. I was blown away, absolutely stunned. We all were. Because when you get a teenager singing along to these songs, that means their older brother, their dad, an uncle, maybe their grandfather, it had been so long, that had introduced them to the music, and they loved it so much, they actually played it on high rotation so they knew it. And after the show, person after person coming up saying, I thought I would never see you guys play live. And, just like my dad told me, you guys are even better live, and it was just, it was deeply affecting. And we made an agreement right there. As long as people keep coming and we keep enjoying it, we're going to keep making the music. So we've been together ever since, playing shows, and we're all looking forward to Run-A-Mucca. That's, and thank you for your advocacy and fierceness on this. It's been a tumultuous couple of years for everybody, I think.
Oh, exactly.
And we're so excited we can't be straight.
Well, now, aside from your day job, I mean, how did you and the other players, and I know you guys got other different projects, and I want to talk about some of that too, but how did you guys get through the whole COVID thing as artists? I mean, did you guys write new material? Did you guys do a lot of Zooming, or did you guys even just isolate? How did you guys get through it?
Well, to be honest, after it went for a while, musicians tend to be weirdo loners. So we made a decision that, everybody knows that through COVID, you've made some decisions to mix with other people, right? I mean, we've all done that. Whether it's we had one family that our family would hang out with, and again, also the musicians in the band. So we continued to play. Now, we did take a hiatus for a while, but I think it was last August. We filmed some videos that you can find online. Basically a practice, essentially, because the new album is out, and we never got a chance to even do a CD release party. So this will truly be our CD release party.
This is going to be the release.
Nice. For that.
Oh, man, that's awesome. Okay,
I know, right?
Yeah. So, and we got something, and keep listening, because we're also going to announce something special. You're actually going to have a couple of different chances to check out Henry's Child during Run-A-Mucca.
Rock 94.3. Listen up.
Coming May 28th, 29th, and 30th.
Motorcycles and live show.
Run-A-Mucca, your motorcycle and music festival.
Run-A-Mucca presents.
Check out live music on the Rock 94.3 Run-A-Mucca main stage. Featuring on Friday night, it's Henry's Child. And on Saturday, during the bike burn, it's Jack Russell's Great White. On Sunday night, it's the Great Golden Band.
Free shows, live music, and motorcycles.
Plus, don't miss out on the bike jumpers, the vendors, the burning bike to ride to paradise. Oh yeah, not to mention the barbecue, the tattoo contest, the winners, the bike burn, and bike tricks, the bike games at the Model T, bike show, memorial ride, 3 days of motorcycles and music.
Your motorcycle and music festival with your stage in Run-A-Mucca for Memorial Day weekend. Brought to you by the WCBA, Winners Inn and Casino, the Model T Casino, Run-A-Mucca Inn, Nomadic Broadcasting, and Run-A-Mucca Radio. Rock 94.
Get your run package now at runamucca.com.
Rock 94.3.
Join us at the Model T Casino, where we put the win in Win-A-Mucca. We have the best promotions in town, including this month's Spring Fling Bingo. Come in each Friday and Saturday with sessions starting at 2, 4, 6, and 8 p.m., where you could win $50. Then every Friday night at 9 p.m., join us for our coverall, where you could win up to $500.
You must have $10 coin in for the day to qualify.
Hungry? We're always cooking up something special here in the T Diner. Try our delicious daily specials and decadent desserts. Diner hours are from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 5 a.m. to midnight Friday and Saturday. Don't miss any of the action in our brand new spacious sports lounge. With 6 giant HD TVs, your game is guaranteed to be on, and you won't miss out on any of the action. We guarantee the best food and drink specials in town. Our Flaming 50s promotion is red hot. All you have to do is match the last 3 numbers of your player's choice card to the last 3 numbers on the $50 bill at the cage, and you'll win the pot of $50. You must play $10 coin in the previous day to qualify. The Model T Casino, putting the win in Win-A-Mucca. www.modeltcasino.com, and like us on Facebook for details on upcoming promotions.
Northern Nevada's real rock. Rock 94.3, Win-A-Mucca.
It is your second shift. You're hanging with Jace, and we're going to be talking more with Andrew Smith as we're checking out Henry's Child. This is Pinball on Rock 94.3.
I don't think you really understand how I was feeling that day when I finally came down. I got so high I couldn't see the clouds. The earth was very, very small, about the size of a pinball. Then I started staring at that ball, and my reflection was oblong. So wrong. So wrong. All wrong, been gone too long, I'm wrong. I exposed a little piece of my mind to the sun and the moon, the rain. It all got very strange. That we collided with the part of the sky. I thought I could fly. You saw me as I tried. I tried.
94.3 Run-A-Mucca.
I have that radio voice.
Which made a lot of noise, but changed things not one bit.
That is both flattering and creepy.
The Second Shift with Jace on Rock 94.3.
And we have got on the line with us the lead singer, Andrew Smith. He's with Henry's Child, been with the band from the beginning of it, took a hiatus in the middle where the band went on for a little while longer before it kind of, everybody went their own separate ways. But then, after a 16-year hiatus, they are back together again in their true form and function, which, I mean, you know, let's face it, the core of Henry's Child, to me, has always been, of course, Rich, Tom, and Andrew. And Rich on guitar, Tom on bass, Andrew on vocals. The way you guys work well together. Now, I'm not trying to disparage any drummers. It's just you guys, like many other bands out there, have had at some point a revolving drumming seat.
Well, let's just revolving. Let's
right, it wasn't revolving. It was you had a drummer, but then you found there was another drummer that brought a lot more to the table, and the other one wasn't willing to continue forward. So that was that was a normal transition, you know. And then now you've got another drummer because I think the original drummer or the secondary drummer, he's got other things in line right now.
Yep. He's got his own stuff that he's doing. But there's a new drummer, Toby Lugo. The wonderful thing about him is that he is a monstrous musician. Man plays piano. He can sing, which you guys are going to find out because, you know, we're going to do that acoustic show like we discussed. And I know you're probably going to announce it, but you're going to get to see Toby play guitar and sing and get to really understand what a great musician he is.
Oh, he's awesome.
Fantastic. And it just adds more depth to the band, I think, to have a musician of that stature join on drums. It's really been great.
Well, back in the 90s, back in the mid to late 90s, when Henry's Child was kind of rising up in their popularity and really creating their own voice, especially up and down the I-5 corridor, there was also a team behind Henry's Child in the form of their light and sound guy. These two guys were literally part of the band, and you guys treated them as such, and in such a way that even now, years later, Jarrett, who was the sound guy, he went off and got himself educated over the past 20 plus years. Now he's back.
Yes, he did.
And he's now playing with the band as well. So the band is expanding, but not really expanding because he was part of the family anyway.
Correct. And he no longer plays us. We toyed with creating a 5-piece. We added a second guitar. You can actually see that in our video, The Stars in Your Eyes, on YouTube, which I encourage everyone to check out. I think it's a great video.
Awesome video.
Super proud of it. And we had a second guitar player, but we decided really we're the original is what we are. And so, you know, Jared stepped aside, and he's totally fine with it. He's a great guy and still a great friend. In fact, you know, he and I are writing music together, and it's back to the original core. Truly, you know, I mean, Rich's guitar is so unique.
Oh my gosh, it is.
I feel that it's so unique that it really, we don't need a second guitar player. Not for the songs that we write, not for the style that we write. So it's been fantastic.
Now, I just want to say though, when you listen to Henry's Child, you will swear on some of that stuff that there is a second guitar player, but there's not. It is, I mean... That's right. Rich has such a unique style, and he does such an amazing... And by the way, I just want to mention, Rich has a great harmony with you. You and Rich have a way of harmonizing together that is... It's almost effortless.
Yeah, and keep in mind, you know, it's interesting. So Henry Shaw got back together in 2014, but Rich and I played for years before that in an acoustic project with a cello player called Memory of Dream, where every song had 3-part harmonies on it, and it was acoustic. So that's always the melody and the way that we mix both creatively and frankly physically when it comes to, you know, do voices mix? Yes, our voices mix. So we just couldn't stop. And Henry's Child just sort of re-evolved by happenstance, like I described to you. Or, you know, Rich and I might be still on just an acoustic project right now. So we just can't stop making music together, man. I think when it gets into your blood, it's an addiction. It's lifelong.
And that is Andrew Smith. We're talking with him from Henry's Child, the lead singer. More coming up. Here's a song called Honestly. Henry's Child is going to be playing Friday night at Run-A-Mucca. Make sure you check them out on the main stage as Run-A-Mucca. Your motorcycle and music festival is coming May 28th, 29th, and 30th.
All our dreams and all our wanted has grown before me like so many seas. Every time I hunger, I reach for the future and hope to receive. What will I do if I should touch it? Will I still hunger? Will I still dream? A promise of truth, a doubt of the answer, a question from the heart. I must honestly, I never believed I'd be anything at all. Honestly, I never believed I'd be anything at Here I am, here I cannot stay. Becoming the answer, scaring me away. Knowing the truth like a ray of sunshine, illuminate the way of the night. The way it bends, where I'm staring down on the path, into the sun. Promise of truth, doubt of the answer. I can't close my eyes. I must honestly, I never believed I'd be anything at all. Honestly, I never believed I'd be anything at all. Honestly, I never believed I'd be anything at all. Honestly, I never believed I'd be anything at
Rock 94.3 Winnemucca.
You think this is some kind of game?
You're just going to drop the mic and walk off.
The Second Shift with Jace on Rock 94.3.
And we're on the line with Andrew Smith from Henry's Child, the lead singer, going to be here in Run-A-Mucca, going to be playing Friday night, which is the May 28th, and then going to be playing on Sunday at somewhere else. I'll tell you where. Friday night, going to be on the Rock 94.3 Run-A-Mucca main stage. Okay, so, well, you just mentioned a second ago about you and Rich, the guitar player from Henry's Child, about how when Henry's Child, when that wasn't the active component in your guys' life, you guys had an acoustic project with a cello. Now, let's talk about the different projects that everybody has, because I know you're also writing music with Jarrett. You've got there's the one with Tom and Rich have another project that they're just finishing up something, I believe.
That project is called 7 Second Circle. They already have one album out. That one actually is with Jarrett. He helped produce and he plays on that one. And 7 Second Circle is Rich, Tom, and Toby with a different singer, Brian Forrester, who you would recognize from back in the day. He's been a longtime friend, and so that's their other band. It's fantastic. It's a little more progressive, a little proggy in a good way. And they have a great album out already called Divide that you can find online. 7 Second Circle, the album's Divide.
In fact, we play a couple cuts off that.
Nice. Yeah, that's them. There you go. That's them. And so they are now finishing an EP. I believe it's 3 songs. I heard a little snippet of it here and there, and it just sounds great. It's going to be awesome. And this is, again, going to the talent of Toby. He's the one recording it.
Wow.
He's a dude. Toby's a dude. Toby's in, I can't keep track of how many bands he's in as a drummer. To have a reliable drummer is a big deal these days because drummers will drummer.
Drummers will drummer.
I think you know what I mean. I'm not disparaging Toby specifically. That's why he's so great, is that he doesn't do that. But he's in, I think, 4 or 5 different projects. And these are good projects. They're serious projects. But he manages to juggle it all, and he's fantastic. So, yeah, absolutely. And then Jarrett and I have a project that we've got our first, I think, 7 songs are going through final mix right now. And I think the name of that's going to be Time and Deed. Time and Deed. And we're still working on the name, but I like that one. And,
nice.
Again, music, I feel like, at least for me, and I know it's this way for Rich and everybody else, when you reach a certain stage of your life, the amount of time, energy, and commitment that you need to put into playing music, it's in your blood. There's just no question. I got to do it. And it still feels great. Hey, making the new Henry's Child album, Listen Closely, which is a re-recording of many of the songs from Mumbles and Screams, was fantastic. Now those songs sound the way they should, because first of all, we're just much better musicians. 20 years later, our skill sets for all of us is just much, much higher. And the ability to record, back then we didn't know what we were doing. We had no clue. And so you remember us, man. We didn't know what we were doing. We were just full speed ahead all the time.
Yep.
Yeah. And I know you remember. It just now we go in and record the songs properly. They sound fantastic. They sound the way they should sound. And you're guilty for one of the songs making it on Listen Closely. It was you and Tom that both loved the song Whole. And on Mumbles and Screams, I was always really disappointed with the way that song sounded. It just sonically did not sound good. And it sounded so good on the new recording that it's the lead song on the album. I think it sounds incredible.
It does. It sounds great, too. And you can really hear the growth from you guys. It really is amazing. I didn't, before you had this very raw element. Well, that raw element is still there, but it's been honed.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. It's almost like we know what we're doing.
And we are on the line with Andrew Smith of Henry's Child. Henry's Child playing Friday night at Run-A-Mucca. Off their new album, this is Whole on Rock 94.3.
to pray. Pieces of me are failing, oh, so I believe. Whimsically they abandon me, for my fears to cease. I must wait for my fate to lead me away into place for my I must learn to pray now. I must learn to pray 'cause I don't believe in the rise to come now. I don't believe what will become. I don't believe in halos or angels. I don't believe my soul will be
It's not an easy thing to meet your maker. What can he do for you? I must learn to pray now. I must learn to pray
Rock 94.3 Run-A-Mucca.
I have a silly little radio show.
Someone has to make him talk.
The second shift with Jace.
I think you guys been playing games with me.
What adorable friend you have with you today. On Rock 94.3.
And on the line with us, we have the lead singer from Henry's Child, Andrew Smith. Now, Friday night at Run-A-Mucca on the Rock 94.3 Run-A-Mucca main stage. You guys are our Friday night headliner, and, you know, this is going to be a great weekend of a ton of motorcycles. There's different rides. Of course, we're going to have some some of the trick stuff going on out there with the bikes. Guys doing tricks on the Harleys. We'll have them doing jumps, all kinds of neat stuff. But on the main stage, you're going to be treated to some amazing musical acts. Henry's Child being our Friday night headliner, but that's not the only time you'll be able to check him out over the Run-A-Mucca weekend. You guys are going to be doing a special show over at the Model T on Sunday, right?
Yes, we are. Looking forward to it. We're doing an acoustic show, and it's looking like we're going to probably play a couple of sets. I'm not sure how long right now. It's all in the mix. At the same time, it's going to be great. I don't know. I've always felt, and this might be a remnant of the 90s. Do you remember when, MTV Unplugged?
Yep.
And some bands could do it. Some bands could do it, and some could not. Right? I mean,
right.
I'm serious. If you're going to unplug, you don't get to hide behind the distortion anymore. You don't get to hide behind the giant thumping bass. This is truly the music. And I absolutely love playing acoustically. There's almost more energy to me in nailing a three-part harmony in a song like Honestly than there is, in the final chorus of a huge epic tune like Failure. I mean, there's almost more energy in that for me. So I'm excited to do both, to show both sides of it. And it's it's going to be a lot of fun because Toby can fully play guitar and sing. So we're gonna nail the harmonies. We got them down now, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think people are really going to enjoy it. Plus a couple of little interesting cover songs we'll throw in there.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so that means Friday night, you have to be there at the main stage, the Rock 94.3 Run-A-Mucca main stage, to see Henry's Child do it fully electric and in your face and big and bright. And then on Sunday, you get more intimate with the music and, of course, get to see the array of talents from the players. I'm telling you, this is going to be an amazing weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend, the 28th, 29th, and 30th of May. Andrew, thank you so much. Can't wait to see Henry's Child here in Run-A-Mucca.
Love you, Jace. Look forward to seeing you, my friend. Thank you.
It is the second shift on Rock 94.3.
I don't have, but I will. I don't want, but I will. I don't need, but I know I will. It doesn't matter, but I will. Catch the spit. A modern day warrior, mean stride. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride. Gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields the body's burning, as the war machine keeps turning. Death and hatred to mankind, poisoning our brainwashed minds. Oh, Lord, yeah. Don't want to be afraid. My courage is too late. I believe too many lies, and now I'm hypnotized. I know it seems absurd after all the only words, but if you say them right, yes, It's not fair, but I don't really care. You see, I have been there, hidden down below my fear, digging up to my despair. I know it don't seem right, every breath is such a fight, but I must confess, yes, well, oh yeah, I said I will. Catch the spit. Though his mind is not the rent, to put him down as arrogant. These reserve a quiet defense, writing out the day's events. Forever. You know me, I'm easy, but it's plain to see you are never gonna be. I've no doubt you've been down. Oh, so what? Get up, it's in the waiting to be found. No, his mind is not the rent to any god or government. Always humble yet discontent. He knows changes are permanent, but changes. No, I can't say why you're that way. Just sitting there waiting for someone to blame. It's not fair, but I don't care. You're the only one who has been stuck in there. Where do I find it? 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 Where do I find
And that is I Will, War Pigs, and Tom Sawyer by Henry's Child. Kind of a mashup there, if you will. Going to be seeing them Friday night at Run-A-Mucca.
Rock 94.3. Listen up, listen up, listen up.
Coming May 28th, 29th, and 30th.
Motorcycles and live show.
Run-A-Mucca, your motorcycle and music festival.
Run-A-Mucca presents.
Check out live music on the Rock 94.3 Run-A-Mucca main stage. Featuring on Friday night is Henry's Child. And on Saturday during the bike burn, it's Jack Russell's Great White. On Sunday night, it's the Great Golden Band.
Free shows, live music, and motorcycles.
Plus, don't miss out on the bike jumpers, the vendors, the burning bikes, the ride to paradise. Oh yeah, not to mention the barbecue, the tattoo contest, the winners, the bike burn, and bike tricks, the bike games at the Model T, bike show, memorial ride, 3 days of motorcycles and music.
Your motorcycle and music festival. Book your stay in Win-A-Mucca for Memorial Day weekend. Brought to you by the WCBA, Winners Inn and Casino, the Model T Casino, Win-A-Mucca Inn, Nomadic Broadcasting, and Run-A-Mucca Radio. Rock 94.
Get your run package now at Run-A-Mucca.com.
There you go. A little bit of wires and a few motorcycle engines revving here and there. Yeah, so Henry's Child is headlining a motorcycle festival for their first show in 2021. So, like I said before, if you have a chance, come out and see it. We don't have anything else booked for the rest of the year, but I feel like that's going to be changing here very, very soon. Well, listen, thanks so much for hanging in there with me and listening all the way to the very end. As you could tell, Jace is not only a friend, but also family. He's just a great dude, and we've had a long, awesome history with him. So, I guess as I end this up, episode 69 is about done here. If you're not already signed up to our newsletter list, please go to henryschild.com and sign up for the newsletter list. You'll get a special edition version of Human Being, in addition to being the first to know about these new shows as they come out. So go to henryschild.com, and on the very first page, leave your first name and your email address. Also, if you aren't subscribed to the Am I Crazy or Am I Just Raving podcast, hit that subscribe button. What that does is that actually puts us back into the top of the music category. So when new folks and new fans come around to check things out, they'll be able to see it and all the content that we've done up until that point. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. I appreciate you. Keep wearing your mask, get the vaccination, keep your hands clean, and we will see you soon.
It came out my mouth.